and the achievements of our older students. What a glorious setting, and we choose to celebrate it here because it means so much to everybody that's invited today. Now I would like you to please welcome our graduates of 2017. Let's give them a round of applause. Graduates, welcome. You look stunning. Right, today is the end of not the whole journey, but one phase of a very important journey that you are taking, and you've taken so far. And we're here to celebrate it. And before you embark on your next stage, maybe we, like Janus, should just have a little look behind as well as into the future. And that is how we're going to start our presentation. We're going to take a little journey back for each of our graduates to how it all began. Now we're going to be looking at the screens, and you're invited to watch these screens and find out how you got to this point, because many of our little children are halfway through that journey. So let's see how it all started. Well, it started like that, very quiet.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger, pushing each other to the limits. We were learning quicker. By 11, drinking, burning, never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. I always had that dream like my daddy before me, so I started started writing songs, I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seemed to hold me. Cause only those I really love will never really know me. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. Before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. I only see my goals, I don't believe in failure. Cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I'll see you later. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was writing about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old. Soon we'll be 30 years old. Our songs have been sold. We've traveled around the world and we're still roaming. Soon we'll be 30 years old. I'm still learning about life. My woman brought children for me, so I can sing them all my songs and I can tell them stories. Most of my boys are with me, some are still out seeking glory, and some I had to leave behind. My brother, I'm still happy. Soon I'll be 60 years old. My daddy got 61. Remember life and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote a letter once. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold, or will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold, or will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you at the time of your life. Take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and their skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you at the time of your life. Unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you at the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you at the time of your life.
fast. And what's amazing is even as little children, you look very similar. There's something in you. Now, we are going to ask the head of the British School Caracas to Mr. Yasir Patel to address the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky. Many of the students arrived in August 2013. That was the same time as I arrived at this school. I had the privilege to teach all of you, well, many of you, mathematics in year 10. I say it was a privilege, but what a shock that first lesson was. You may not remember, but I remember going back to Mr. Bolton afterwards, and something along the lines of, wow, that's an interesting mix you put together for me. I mean, we had a whole wide range of mathematical ability, behavior, English ability, focus, the list goes on and on and on. I had to really dig deep in what's known as the teaching toolbox. Behavior management, differentiation, focus, and challenge. Although the list continues, I think, and I hope you realize that it was an absolute joy teaching you guys. And sadly, I wish I could have just continued, but obviously time was a factor. However, having spoken to your mathematics teachers since, they've really enjoyed teaching you guys as well. Let me tell you a little secret, year 13. Initially, there were, let's say, in a politest way, a few question marks as to how many of you would end up here today. But I think you should be really proud of your efforts in doing so. It's been harder for some than others. Well done, and I think that in itself deserves a congratulatory applause. I would like to share my memories of each student, so please bear with me. After all, you are the biggest graduating group we've had at Tbsc. Anna Helena, you arrived from the US, 2015, phone in hand. And although the plan was for you to move back in a few months, I hope you've been enriched with your Tbsc experience. And looking back, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. I still remember our chat very early on, where I asked you how things were going, whether you were happy in at Tbsc and in Caracas. And then I remember going to Mr. Bolton and mentioning how mature you came across and reminded me of why I like to work with young adults. You have been a really good inclusion to Tbsc, and I hope you have all the success you deserve. Just remember, and people have given me the same advice for many years, just put that phone away every now and then. Andres Perez. Although I think Tbsc would love to take the full credit for you, because you are a fantastic person, you arrived in year 11, so I don't think it would be fair to do so. However, you've made significant progress, and you once told me that if it wasn't for Tbsc, you wouldn't be where you are. In fact, I'd just like to read a bit from Andres' email that he sent to all the staff when he was accepted to Stanford University. He said, and it starts here, "As teachers, you have helped me adopt this school as my own and truly feel as a part of the Tbsc community for these past 3 years, which have undoubtedly been the best of my life," end quote. Andres is focused, hardworking, as demonstrated when he attempted, and those of you that know the IB will know what I mean here. He attempted further mathematics at IB. Only 75 students in the world do it. And when you ask him why he did it, he'll say, just for fun. And I also found out recently that Andres taught himself to code, and he also has his own website development company. And obviously this is all in between his normal studies. Let's not forget, you were the student council president, and you always wanted to improve our school. There is one thing I always remember. Miss Timochik and I have had the pleasure to teach Andres, or to know Andres over the last 3 years. And whenever he asked us a mathematics question, we would both run the opposite direction. Please do stay in touch, Andres, and let us know how you are doing. I do hope you reach the 40+ mark in your IB, and if it's a 7 in mathematics, you know the deal. Anina Roche. Amazing, amazing, and amazing. And these words I don't use lightly or easily, but it's definitely apt for Anina. Early on, Anina's, and this is in speech marks, Anina's problem was that when she did something incorrect, it was big. It was never small, like other students, like missing a homework. It was always big. I hope Anina does not mind me sharing this, but in 2014, she was very much on her last warning at Tbsc and was looking at expulsion. However, I felt she deserved one more chance. And I stand here, Anina, so proud to say not only did you prove me right, but you surpassed all expectations. I really have been looking forward to seeing you on this stage. I think it's also fair to say you've become a model Tbsc student, one whom we will be talking about for many years. Although it was never easy to make you laugh, we did try, and I think we may have achieved it every now and then. Anina, I wish you all the best. Hope you achieve the results you want. More importantly, I hope you are proud of your progress and your development at Tbsc. Please do come back and say hello. Bring your brother, Ricardo, who was part of the first Tbsc graduates, and hopefully return with a big smile on your face. Carlos Castellanos. Carlos started at the same time as me in August 2013. Initially, he was quiet, but I think it's fair to say that's not really you. Especially not when he felt something was incorrect or unfair. He would be vocal, he would let you know, but always in a very polite way. Carlos is an excellent footballer, but we found out over the years that he's actually an amazing goalkeeper as well. But then you have to watch his temper. I don't know if you remember the time where you wanted to pick a fight with the whole Eka team. That wasn't a good idea. I have enjoyed playing football with you, Carlos, but I've got to admit, I'm not going to miss your taste in music. Carlos came to see me about 18 months ago. He requested a meeting, and he suggested we start doing admission open days, which we weren't doing. And because of you, Carlos, we've started doing that, and it has been successful. So thank you, Carlos. Onwards and upwards, keep working hard. Diego Contreras, another 2013 arrival, and he has immense raw ability that has often been seen, and your potential has been reached many times. You continue doing that, you will be a huge success in whatever you do. Diego was student council president at one stage. He implemented some great changes. He brought in student-led house days, non-Tbsc jumpers for year 12 and 13, spirit weeks and also introduced student-led house mornings. I think I mentioned that, but that's quite a big thing because we always led the house days at the end of the term, and Diego had this idea of doing it himself, and because of that, Diego, we've continued with that. Diego attended the Latin American Heads Conference with me, the student conference in Lima, a couple of years ago. I still remember that comment he made after one of the keynote speakers listed 10 things that make a great school. Diego said to me, "Mr. Patel, I looked at the list and realized that you actually know what you're doing." So, he said, "We're ticking all of them." Thanks, Diego. I know Diego is passionate about his country, and I know you want to be the change. I know you want to be the change you want to see, and I think you can do it, Diego. Best wishes. Jimmy Duggan, the longest serving year 13 student we have here today. He's been here since year 7. Well done for staying with us. I remember your presidency for student council and the amazing presentation where you convinced the management team to allow phones in class. Now, I don't know if you know, but before you entered the meeting, we were all against the idea. Every single person in that room. But all credit to you, you convinced us at that moment to allow them in. That sums you up, I think. Polite questioning, not willing to accept decisions without a fair reason, convincing arguments, very articulate, and the ability to think critically. All these skills are what we're trying to develop at Tbsc, and I think you portray most, if not all of them. These skills are going to take you very far, Jimmy. I know we'll miss you, but I think it's fair to say that you've positively outgrown Tbsc and need to reach that next level. I wish you all the best. Maria Vittoria Zulli. I often refer to you as MVZ, but not today. Maria Vittoria arrived in 2013 as well, and you just seem to fit in. She just got on with her work, and with little fuss and little stress. It almost like things were very easy for you, but it seemed like that. Maria Vittoria has been consistent in her work ethic, effort, and very importantly, her niceness. She's a very, very polite individual. Always smiling, and shows maturity beyond your years. Maria Vittoria has helped organize the Haunted House for Halloween for the last 2 years. Although I don't know how you could scare anybody, Maria Vittoria, but she has helped. You deserve everything you will achieve, and your university is very lucky to have you. Keep on smiling and spread that nice attitude. I think the whole world could benefit from it. Michelle Fernandez joined us from CIC in 2015 and has been a good example of hard work, effort, commitment, dedication, determination, the list goes on. You've always been polite, Michelle, and always been well spoken. Your comedy event where you brought in Briseño as part of your CAS activity brought the community together, and although I didn't understand much because it was in Spanish, I know the people had a great laugh, plus you raised a lot of money for the charity you were working with. Michelle has also been the girls' volleyball coach, a team that has achieved so much in such little time. And Michelle, you're also very, very well known for bypassing all channels of communication. For example, once you were going to Eka for the art event, she wanted to know where Miss Praviga was, so who did she call? She just called me directly. Mr. Patel, do you know where Miss Praviga is? No, I'm at home having a cup of tea. Michelle, thank you for enriching Tbsc. You've left your mark. Literally, you've left your mark because you painted the doors upstairs. I hope you felt like you belong to Tbsc, and all the best for your future. Nikolai, my favorite Trinidadian. Okay, admittedly, you're the only Trinidadian I know, and apparently also known as the Trinidadian Prince. The only student at Tbsc, Nikolai has a feat, you're the only student in Tbsc to walk home alone. He has permission to leave the school alone. And to be honest, I'm absolutely amazed you're still here. For natural academic ability, Nikolai tops the list. He finished in the top 250 out of 500,000 students in 2014 for the UK Maths Challenge. I was a teacher, but I can't take the credit for that, Nikolai. We all know it was you. What a great achievement that was. I still haven't found a puzzle that Nikolai hasn't seen. You have often questioned the status quo, and that's a good trait. Continue questioning, and in that polite way you always do. If you get a chance to speak to Nikolai today, ask him what he plans to do post-Tbsc, and then let me know if you understand anything he says. He's got this amazingly well thought out plan. One piece of advice for you, Nikolai: stop saying sorry. You've got nothing to apologize for, and best wishes. Paula Qureshi. Oof, what can I say about you? Paula recently claimed she knew what I will be saying here today. And I think you're probably right. Your smile is contagious, and it has always made my morning when you arrived to school and I was on duty. Paula has a lovely personality. She's polite, she's very witty. Despite often questioning your own ability, Paula, I hope you understand that you have great ability. Have confidence in your academic and personal abilities as well, as you are truly a wonderful woman who is destined for great things. I had the pleasure to teach your brother as well, Juan Marcos. He was in the first graduating class, and I'm honored to have taught you as well. But I think more importantly, to get to know you. You'll be a huge success. Enjoy the journey. Valentina. Oh, Valentina. I think it's fair to say that of all the students in this year group, you probably made the biggest progress. Do you remember in year 10 when you were entirely overwhelmed with your first year at Tbsc? What did you do? You didn't quit, you didn't give up. You just put your head down, you worked hard, you got on with things, and you sang. Yes, Valentina's an amazing singer. Do not let your singing go, and that includes your acting, especially after the performance in this year's production. Equally, when you stood up in the Year 9 IGCSE presentation this year, we were really proud of you. Thank you for doing that. I also am very proud of you. I hope you are happy with your successes too. You are a true star that continues to shine. Zoe, last but definitely not the least. Zoe has clearly grown in confidence since arriving in 2013, both academically and socially. I've enjoyed watching you develop from a shy young girl to a mature, confident young lady. The effort you have shown will take you far in the future. You have also taken part in various charitable initiatives, including Un Techo para mi País, RISE, and the Thursday English Project. I was very impressed with the thought you put into your IB art exhibition, but it was not a surprise, of course. Keep working hard and you will get all you deserve. And on that note, I am done. Congratulations again, Year 13, and all the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patel. Of course, we all know that Mr. Patel is still on the learning curve as well, having welcomed a new addition to his own family. So maybe this is the moment to say thank you and congratulations. Now, having listened to that, we know we produce very multi-talented students here. I'd like to mention Christina Gonzalez, who started with the trumpet this morning, so maybe we could give her a thank you round of applause, Christina. Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to the primary section. Christina's in year 9. We're going to move on, not down, but on to the year 6 student who is going to entertain us with a song called Human. Let's welcome Lucas Blom.
I can
sure he's only human. That is so lovely. Well done. Thank you, Lucas. Well, that is exhilarating. And did you agree? The singing, we passed the challenge on, you know, the chalice. Right, now we're coming to the very heart of the ceremony today, and that is the presentation of medals and the presentation of diplomas. And for this, I'm going to ask Mr. Bolton and Mr. Patel and Miss Graywell to present. These two are going to present, and Miss Graywell's going to help. Oh, but before that, I would like... Oh, nerves, oh dear. Before that, I would like the graduates to take the floor. Now, they agreed on their speaker. So I'm going to sit down and think what's coming next, and he is going to take the microphone. Please welcome Andres Perez.
Well, at this point, nothing I can say will ever sound as good as Lucas is singing. So, round of applause for him, please. Good morning, fellow graduates. I stand before you here today grateful. Not only am I grateful for having the amazing privilege of giving the graduation speech for the class of 2017, but also for being able to call the British School of Caracas my school for the past 3 years. And I'm sure I speak for all of the third graduating class when I say that this school has become our second home, and that we are proud to be here together. However, I would be wrong to continue the speech if I didn't acknowledge the class members that aren't here today. But I think we can all agree that regardless of where they are, every member of the class of 2017 is graduating with us today. As a class, we didn't really know what to expect once we started wearing our brown shirts. For example, we didn't know that science classes were anything more than just fun and colorful explosions. We didn't know that for Tbsc and IB exams, coffee would be our best friend. We didn't know that TOK would actually be one of the most important classes we would take in our last 2 years. We didn't know that one day we would all be in Turba, building a community center together. We didn't know that Anina would accidentally set fire to a microwave one day. And we didn't know that one fateful night, we would all be up until 5 a.m. looking for Jimmy's lost cats. As you can see, we didn't know many things. However, the one thing we did know was that, as a class, we would always be there for each other. And through the years, we've learned that our teachers would also be here for us, no matter the circumstances. For example, Mr. Patel, who's even offered for us to go to his home in order to receive extra math classes when we needed them. Mr. Munoz, whose life we've made terribly difficult thanks to our difficult background in literature, never gave up on us. And Ms. Timichuk, who did the impossible. She actually made math fun. Mr. Tishon, who always kept physics interesting, even though you kept falling off your motorcycle. And Mr. O'Reilly, who made business great again. Now, I could go on and on with examples, but sadly I've only been given exactly 4 minutes for this speech. Regardless, these few cases do go to show the length to which Tbsc teachers are willing to go for their students. And in saying so, I would like to applaud all of our teachers for getting us this far. In these past 4 years, we've learned lots of things. One of them, perhaps the most important one, is just how much we have to rely on each other in order to succeed. Similar to an organism, the class of 2017 is nothing without our constituent parts. This idea is especially important when considering the times we're facing. Currently, the only constant is change, be it for better or for worse. Consequently, the class of 2017 was able to realize just how important it is to rely on each other in order to get through these times. Because while times might change, friendships stay forever. Furthermore, I'd like to thank all the people that brought us here, our parents, for supporting us through every single step of the way. Personally, I'd like to thank my mother and my father, who taught me that with clear eyes and a full heart, you can go anywhere you want to go. I would also like to thank all the Tbsc faculty and staff, who, no matter how bad the mess, they were always there to help us get back on our feet, sometimes literally. Just as well, I'd like to thank the heads of school, Mr. Patel, Mr. Bolton, Ms. Graywell, and Ms. Nichols, for making all of this possible. Lastly, we'd also thank our former teachers, who have been guiding us for the past 2 years. Mr. Dilloway, thank you for always keeping us on the right track during these difficult years. And Ms. Dean, no matter how much Prince you made us listen to, we will always hold you dear in our hearts. Admittedly, we were never a group to blend in. We're all too different. We all have different ideals and behave in different ways. But maybe that's what made us so special. Because after all, you can't blend in when you were born to stand out. And so, it is time for me to say goodbye, fellow graduates, family, and friends. I thank you once again for having given me the opportunity to speak to you on this very special day.
Wow, now you see why he's going a long way, and I nearly cut him out. I can see him as my lawyer one day. Well, okay, free of charge, of course. Right, okay, now we do, well, that was the heart. We're just moving on to the, lungs. Okay, here we go. We're going to present the diplomas and the medals. Aren't we? But before that, just to bring it up to think, I should have put my glasses on and then I'd know what was happening. Right, okay. We have a second video. And the second video is about from teachers, some ex-teachers. Please take a look. There is more interest to come.
Some legends are told, some turn to dust or to gold, but you will remember me.
Congratulations, Year 13. It is May of 2017. You've been at school for absolutely ages and you're almost done. This is where you're going. Everywhere. It's a really exciting stage for you. I wish you all the best. Keep in touch.
Hola queridos estudiantes, qué placer verlos graduarse, ya terminar una etapa tan importante en la vida. Les deseo lo mejor, persigan sus sueños y no se olviden del español. Nuestro idioma es maravilloso y sé que les va a servir para muchas cosas en la vida, al igual que la literatura. Guardo hermosos recuerdos de ese solo añito que pude disfrutar con ustedes, pero los quiero mucho y los felicito.
As a year 13, I'm here in Kazakhstan and I want to wish you all the best for your future. Congratulations on making it this far with your IB, and I'm sure you're going to go on to really excellent things at university and beyond.
What a journey! I met you guys when you were in year 9, 5 years ago, and now you've just finished your secondary education. I know beyond a doubt that Tbsc will have prepared you so well for whatever's coming in the future. You were an awesome and really endearing group, and you're now going to be off to varied things, university, traveling, whatever you have now chosen to study. Anina et Michel, bon, pour les résultats, c'est quoi? Un 7, un 6 minimum. Mais il ne faut pas décevoir, on attend de bons résultats. So, as we say here, Mabruk, congratulations.
Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Yes. All right, Tbsc, this is Mr. Smith and Peepo Smith. I hope you can see us okay. And we are here tonight to congratulate the grade 12, as we would call it in America, who I guess you call it year 13. I'm kind of forgetting very quickly. Congratulate you guys and girls, and women, who I did not teach. I had a class of all guys. We're here to congratulate you for finishing, and wishing you the best of luck going forward, and maybe luck is the wrong word, but we hope you are successful in what you do.
Now, not scripted whatsoever. I just want to say, it was I had a great time in Venezuela with you guys. It was great being a part of the family, the Tbsc family, and I know you guys are great students, and I want to hope and wish you guys the best. Always strive for greatness, always be humble, always, I don't know what else to say. Jimmy, Andres, all you guys, I wish you the best luck. The best luck, and hopefully sometimes you guys can make it out here in California.
Congratulations on graduating.
Congratulations to you all.
Well done to my history girl.
And congratulations to my all-time favourite tutor group. Remembering the wonderful times we've had in the morning, every morning. It's an absolute pleasure and one of the highlights of my life. Hope it's all gone well and you're looking forward to getting your IB results and going somewhere wonderful next year.
Have a great time in college or in work.
Hope they're all fun. Hope you're all still the same delightful human beings that you are. Jimmy! Never forget the ostriches, Jimmy, never forget.
Queridos alumnos del año 13, felicidades. Ha llegado finalmente ese día. Después de tanto esfuerzo y tanta dedicación, han logrado hacerse bachilleres. Estoy muy orgullosa y a pesar de no haber podido estar con ustedes físicamente, estoy lejos, pero muy contenta de poder celebrar su graduación y poderles enviar este mensaje. Espero que a donde sea que vayan, en el país del mundo, el que sea que decidan continuar su carrera profesional, espero que representen a Venezuela por todo lo alto y estoy segura de que va a ser así. Les deseo lo mejor y recuerden que el camino de la dedicación y del estudio apenas comienza. Los quiero mucho y muy orgullosa.
Very nice to hear from some of your many teachers, past and present, looking all very relaxed in other countries. Yes. Right, now it's the brainy part. So we're going to the brainy part, the diplomas and the medals, the award of those. So this is the very heart of our ceremony, which we do as the British School. So we will get organised. I'd like to ask Mr. Yasir Patel, Mr. Steve Bolton to present them now, and Ms. Graywell to help. I will be calling the people, the graduates, in order, I hope. I'm going to wear my glasses for this. Right, Nicholas Bijou. Michelle Hernandez. Maria Vittoria Zuli. Paola Guareschi. team with her. Anina Roche. Valentina Ruiz. Diego Contreras. Andres Perez. Carlos Castellano. Zoe Fontana. Anna Elena Uzcategui. Jimmy Dagger. And in absentia, Christian Freeman. and Ari Merdovna. It is now the turn for Mr. Bolton, Mr. Steve Bolton, to address the audience. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, students and graduates. Woo. When looking at the graduating class of 2017, or any graduating class for that matter, it's tempting to see it as something that was always meant to be. That they were always meant to be Tbsc students with all the values and principles that entails, and that they were destined to be IB students. That their friendships you see here were just a given. But to suggest that this was always a done deal would be misleading in the extreme. It's quite simply not always this way. It was a roller coaster with its ups and downs. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take you on a little journey down memory lane. First stop, year 10. As we started that year, we had no fewer than 8 new students joining us. Academically, a complete mix. Socially, a complete mix again, which was a huge challenge both for them and for the teachers. Friendship groups were divided, cliques were formed, people got upset with one another. And it's fair to say that at the start, some of the people you see here, sitting here, were officially sworn enemies. So we all have work to do. One of the subjects that I have the privilege to teach is theory of knowledge. And while having the honour of teaching year 13, I think that within this one class, one could witness firsthand the struggles that we had. We had to find leaders. And Nikolai came to the rescue here, or not. A typical conversation with Nikolai tends to run along the lines of, Nikolai, I've got a job for you. Would you like to lead the discussion on this? He stopped replying. Thanks, Mr. Bolton. That's extremely kind, but I'd rather not. So we had to force him. Listening and empathy skills had to be honed and nurtured. For example, those between Anina and Carlos. A typical exchange of views in my TO class went like this. Anina. Well, I think that historians should not allow emotion to get in the way of the facts of history. Carlos, why are you looking at me like that? Carlos, because you're so fixed in your ideas and you can't see further than your nose. Anina, that comment says more about you than it does about me. Carlos, see sir, she's doing it again. And on, and on, and on. However, today, ladies and gentlemen, just from the very way they look at each other, we can all see that they're best friends. And let's give her a round of applause for that. Other students arrived in a much quieter manner and needed to find their voices. Valentina was one of these students who not only found a voice but also a confidence through singing. And what a treat this was for her teachers to witness over the last few years. But as time passed, the group started to change, to adapt, to learn to be more gentle with one another. Which I suppose brings us to where we are right now. Year 13, I'd be a liar if I said this has been easy. You've had your ups and downs, and at times it's been tough for us too. But sometimes some of the hardest battles produce the most deserving victories. You've changed. You've changed the school enormously. And now you're about to embark on the biggest change of your lives. In 5 minutes, you will become officially Tbsc graduates. In 4 weeks, you'll become IB graduates. Well, hopefully, Anina, I mean, we're rooting for you. Hopefully you'll pass that. I think you're going to be all right. And shortly, you'll be moving away from the relative safety of home into the world of universities. Don't forget us, Year 13, and we won't forget you. I'd like to finish with a favourite quotation from my favourite writer, Mr. William Shakespeare, who, when his son was leaving to distant lands, gave the following advice. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day, that thou canst not then be false to any man. Go well, Year 13, and thanks for that crazy roller coaster ride. Well done. And now we're almost through with the formal part of the celebration. But before we do, these, I said they will be graduates. Technically, I suppose you would call them graduands. They're not graduates until we do the ceremonial flipping of the tassels. Now, if you don't know, this is where you can see that all the tassels are on the right-hand side there of their mortarboards. That's their hat. But as those tassels are moved over to the left, it means they cross an important, significant academic line, which makes them into graduates. After that, we're going to throw the hats, which is very ceremonial as well. I'm telling you this because parents, this is a great time to get the cameras out, as I ask the Year 13s to stand, please. Now, I'm going to give you a countdown from 3, 2, 1, and on 1 you'll flip the tassel from the left to the right. You'll look your mum and dads in the eye, you'll cry, and you lot will go crazy, okay? 3, 2, 1, flip your tassels. And throw your hats. There we go.
Please take your seats, graduates. Graduands. You're graduates now. Graduates! Okay. Well done. You've been really good, these. Let's give these little ones a big round of applause because they have been so good. Right, now we've come to the close of this ceremony and we are going to ask the graduates to leave. They are going to be accompanied by our musicians. We will applaud them on their way out. If I could ask the visitors, guests and everybody in the upper rows of the house to remain seated after our graduates have left. We will go out in some order from the front, but we'll first of all wish our graduates success and good luck and all the best for the future. So let's give them a rousing exit. They're going to come up the stairs. very much. Now, students, we're going to go from year 3 and from this side, year 4. If you could lead out, you can come across because it's visitors will have the boat photographers in a moment.